Good evening. We will call the Common Council back to order, and I will ask the clerk to call the roll.
Alderperson Rote.
Here.
Stefanski.
Here.
Tenorio.
Here.
Vitale.
Here.
Weigel.
Here.
Grisham.
Excused.
Haas.
Here.
Keen. Here. Lysick.
Here.
Reinke. Here. 9 present, 1 excused.
We still have a quorum. We will start with the Administration and Finance Report, which is under the tutelage of Alderman Haas. I will ask the clerk to read out that report.
The Administration and Finance Committee recommended passage of item number 12 and approval of items 13 through 15.
Mayor Devine, I move for approval of the committee report.
Thank you, Alderman Haas. Is there any discussion on the A&F Committee? Hearing none, I will ask the clerk to call the roll.
Alderperson Rote.
Aye.
Stefanski.
Aye.
Tenorio.
Aye.
Vitale.
Aye.
Weigel.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Keen. Aye. Lysick.
Aye.
Reinke. Aye. 9 in favor, 1 excused.
Motion carries. And then we will go to the Public Works Committee chaired by Alderman Rote. And I will ask the clerk to read out that report.
The Public Works Committee recommended adoption of item number 16 and placing on file item number 17.
I move in accordance of the committee report, Mayor Devine.
Thank you, Alderman Rote. Is there any discussion on the Public Works Committee report? Hearing none, I will ask the clerk to call the roll.
Alderperson Rote.
Aye.
Stefanski.
Aye.
Tenorio.
Aye.
Vitale.
Aye.
Weigel.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Keen. Aye. Lysick.
Aye.
Reinke. Aye. 9 in favor, 1 excused.
Motion carries. Next up, we have the Safety and Development Committee. I will ask the clerk to read out that.
No report at this time, Mayor.
No report, thank you. We will go to License and Health. I did have one request for separate action on item 21. I will ask the clerk to, unless there's any other separate action items, I will ask the clerk to read out the remainder of that report.
The License and Health Committee recommended adoption of item 20 and holding items 22 through 24 and approval of item 25.
Mr. Mayor, I should move for approval.
Thank you, Alderman Vitale. Any discussion?
Mayor Devine,
Yes.
just a quick question, and maybe I missed it because I was in the meeting. For 22, I was curious why that was on this agenda. Wasn't it last year when there was given a certain amount of notice to produce items or the license wouldn't be renewed? So I was just a little bit curious why it was here now, like 7 months later.
Attorney Decker?
So in this case, when the person last appeared last year, they didn't actually enter their admission or denial to the complaint. They were just given a certain amount of time to rectify the issue that was the underlying problem with that complaint. That issue has not been rectified yet, and so this was our attempt to get him to come in and at least start that process again. My understanding is he was out of town or traveling and unavailable for tonight, so he was not going to be able to enter his admission or denial, but it's going to be then put on another agenda for him to come in and proceed. It also puts him on a timeline to rectify the issue he's currently having with the state.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr.
Any other
Mayor.
discussion, Alderman Vitale?
Yeah, if I could, I mean, I would like to bring to the floor in reference the applicant of item 21.
We're doing that.
Alderman, I'm sorry, I've got the floor, Mr. Stefanski.
Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead.
We are
I'm listening.
voting on the balance right now. Sorry, Alderman Stefanski. We're voting on the balance right now, and then item 21 will come up next because it's been requested for separate action. Okay, so on the balance, which was items 22 holding, item 20 holding 22 through 24 and approving item 25, is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Alderperson Rote.
Aye.
Stefanski.
Aye.
Tenorio.
Aye.
Vitale.
Aye.
Weigel.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Keen.
Aye.
Lysick.
Aye.
Reinke. 9 in favor, 1 excused.
Motion carries. And now I'll ask for item 21 to be read out.
The License and Health Committee recommended denial on a 3-to-1 vote of item number 21.
Mr. Mayor?
Alderman Vitale?
Yeah, the applicant came forward last year, of course, applied for the beer license for the address on 7920 West National. And at that time was requested, because he didn't really had any plans to show us where his beer refrigeration would be, on and on. So the gentleman, he did provide us tonight, because that's what I was told, but he followed through all the details about the applications. So I felt that this man doesn't have no previous records in any way. I know the council has the options, I mean, to vote yes or disapprove it or approve it. But the fact is that in our community, within our city, already we have beer sold in gas stations. So the question is, if the applicant doesn't have no records and he applies for, and we deny this person, I'd like to ask tonight our city attorney, how in the world we can keep moving like that? It seems like that if I don't care about this person and I care about this person, I approve the license maybe based on the locations. So to me, it's really, we seem like we're setting a pattern that to me is not very appropriate by follow those type of decisions upon that was made tonight, really. I mean, to me, the man has clean records. He doesn't have no other problem. He provide us with all the updates about what we ask. So he comes here tonight and we deny him a license. I mean, to me, it's totally inappropriate because I feel in the future we could be liable of lawsuits within our community here. I don't care what anybody says. Why deny me for? Why? What's the purpose for? Because you don't like me? To me, it's not way to go through a processing system, really. It's not. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask Alderman Vitale if before we get into the discussion, I know you voted in the minority on the committee report,
Yes.
but could you make the motion to approve it?
Yeah, I can make the motion to approve. but
Okay.
I will probably,
And now we'll go to discussion and I'll turn it over to Attorney Decker.
Thank you. So when it comes to alcohol licensing, it's a new license request, which is a discretionary decision by the council. One thing I always encourage the council to do is to explain why you might be denying a license applicant if you are, because by statute, we are required to provide, whatever the decision's basis was, we will provide that to the applicant if it's denied. So if there's a motion to deny on the floor, please discuss the reasons as to why you made that motion or why you're going to support that. The idea of precedent in alcohol licensing doesn't exist in the way that it would in other situations. So the applicant could be perfectly qualified to be in one location, but the council could still deny that same person because of a different location. You can even change in that if there's one particular location in which, let's say there's a lot of activity at a bar that was negative on the community, you could deny applicants for a certain amount of time and then approve a subsequent applicant for that exact same location because, let's say, enough time has passed now where things have calmed down. As long as you have a rational basis for your decision, it's perfectly acceptable. You're right in that someone might file a lawsuit against the city, but that is a defensible situation. As long as you're making your decisions based on a rational basis, and as long as you're making it in a non-discriminatory way, your decision is going to be defensible and our office will defend that.
thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion?
Mayor Devine?
Alderman Weigel.
I was not there for the discussion on this, but two of the questions I would ask is the granting of this license, how does it, and I see it's beer only, how would that improve the city? Would it increase the tax base of that property? And I'm not the assessor, but I'm going to guess not. And would it provide for new living wage jobs? Would he be hiring more people to work there just to handle the beer sales? Now, I've been in the beer business for 40 plus years in the community, and I don't think we would see that there at this location either. There is a proximity issue. Again, there is a full liquor store around the corner on 81st and Orchard. You go to 78th and Beecher, there's a full liquor store. There's a bar right next door that is allowed by current law to sell beer to go, and if it's a matter of proximity to serve the neighborhood, if somebody needs to be able to walk to someplace to buy a six-pack, that could be served right there. And there's another bar, there's a bar right next door, and there's another bar block west. So if you really needed to be able to walk to somewhere to go get a beer, I think the community's already well-served on that issue. So, though I guess the taxable value and the living wage jobs would be valid questions for me, above and beyond anything else.
Just to the extent I can speculate that the assessor would likely not increase the taxable value of the property as a result of just adding a beer cooler. It would have to be a significant improvement to the building, not just an arrangement inside. And as far as the job, I don't know on that.
Thank you.
Mayor
Thank you,
Devine,
Alderman Weigel. Alderperson Keene.
was the reason of denial based on proximity to, what was the reason, I have a follow-up, but what was the reason for denial?
Mr. Chair,
So,
or Mr. Mayor, I will always vote no for a gas station selling any kind of alcoholic beverage, always. That's my reason. I don't know what everybody else voted on, but that's my reason.
Attorney Decker.
So Alderman Stefanski's response highlights an issue with this type of explanation is because there could be a majority of the council that votes against something for 5 or 6 different reasons. That doesn't invalidate the decision. What it says is that as long as those 5 or 6 council members vote in that manner for a rational basis, then the decision is fine. It's supportable by law. So every person voting could have a different reason, and that's okay. So that's a rational basis. The idea of, I don't think gas stations are an appropriate place to sell Class A liquor or beer, that's a valid, rational reason. So I don't know if any others who are voting against this license want to share their explanations, but they could all be different, and that's perfectly fine.
Mayor Devine, just on a follow-up for that.
Go ahead.
I get that, and I don't know if the reason with gas station and beer is drinking and driving. My just personal opinion is if it's a convenient factor, you're getting gas, you can get a 6-pack right there. If someone's going to drink and drive because they're an alcoholic, whether they pull up and get their gas and then buy their 6-pack, open it in their car and drive home, or go to a liquor store, open up their 6-pack in their car and drive home, is honestly, to me, no different. And I have no problem with businesses maximizing any type of revenue they can. If he was requesting a beer cave or hard alcohol to try to become a liquor store like the one around the corner or up the block, I know there's a bar next door, but some people might not feel comfortable walking into a bar to buy beer, and it's a convenient thing. I would think if we limit it to a certain amount of coolers, 2 coolers, 3 coolers, 9 o'clock, they get locked up to avoid any type of issues. I personally don't see a problem with it. Again, that's personal opinion, and obviously we'll vote on it, but that's just where I stand.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Mayor Devine,
Alderman Lysick.
I'm confused on what the vote is going to be on.
The motion out of committee was to deny,
Okay.
and there was 1 opposed to denying and
That's-
3 in favor of denying.
So a vote yes is to deny, a vote no is to have the
Not-
committee or re-vote again.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Correct? Correct, yes. So on the motion to deny, is there any other discussion? Okay, hearing none, I will ask the clerk to call the roll.
Alderperson Rote.
Aye.
Stefanski.
Aye.
Tenorio.
No.
Vitale.
No.
Weigel.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Keen.
No?
Lysick.
No,
Reinke.
Aye.
5 in favor, 4 opposed. 1 excused.
Okay, so the motion to deny passes 5 to 4. Then we will move on to the advisory committee, and I will ask the clerk to read out that report.
The advisory committee recommended approval of items 26 through 29, placing on file item 30 and holding item 31.
Chair Devine, I move approval of the committee report.
Thank you, Alderperson Reinke. Is there any discussion on the advisory committee? Hearing none, I will ask the clerk to call the roll.
Alderperson Rote.
Aye.
Stefanski.
Aye.
Tenorio.
Aye.
Vitale.
Aye.
Weigel.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Keen.
Aye.
Blazek.
Aye.
Reinke.
Aye.
9 in favor, 1 excused.
Motion carries.
Mayor Devine,
Alderman Lysick.
I move that we adjourn until our next regularly scheduled meeting, Tuesday, February 1st at 7 PM.
Second.
There's a motion with a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned.